It's hard to be an artist sometimes. Face the fact that you're going into an art project and there's going to be a failure. You almost have to acknowledge that from the beginning, that there's going to be something you're going to fuck up in this. So you have to recreate it. You have to be willing to kind of go with the punches, kind of adjust and maneuver how you can. So you see that street art kind of graffiti style still blended back with my fine art upbringing. So it's a mix of street art kind of meets that fine art. There was a guy that came to our school in 7th grade and he did spray paint art. I remember just being obsessed. It was so cool. We were right at the tables and we got to see the whole thing in action. And it was just so amazing, especially for my young little brain absorbing all these new styles. It was really cool to see, and I kind of remember that all these years. My grandma passed away in 2010 and there was some spray paint cans in her garage. Green, gold, and black and white. I mean, pretty basic colors, but I remember getting those and remembering the guy that came to our school in 7th grade. So, okay, this is where I want to start. This is where I want to go, and literally just going for it. But that's, I think, what really sparked spray paint art as a style for me. And it wasn't until 2013 that I actually got my spray painting out in my first gallery, and it was the Black Fawn Art Gallery in Eureka, California. Right around the exact same time we began dating, and that was kind of the start to it all. My husband is so supportive. He's been with me the whole time, just really encouraging me, pulling me out of those really dark times sometimes when art's hard, when peopling is hard, and that's a really solid rock that I have in my life there. I think as an artist, it is hard to find favorite pieces or even pieces that you like as an artist and want to keep around. Emotionally, it does play a lot of space in my head. On the plus side, art is amazing as a therapy. I've used art so much as a therapy between just keeping myself grounded, after battling with cancer, just kind of using that back as a therapy to keep myself sane. Go back to art whenever we are feeling scared or anxious, or however, just going back to art to kind of level ourselves. You do have to remember to also use art when you are happy, not just to rely on it when you're in a bad headspace too. So you have to emotionally differentiate between kind of the mood swings of an artist. You start a painting maybe when you are sad, and then you get a little happier and you look at it and maybe it doesn't evoke the feelings that you want it to anymore, or maybe you want to recreate it and take it in a whole different direction, and that's so fun, but it is an evolving process. It is a changing process as well. So emotionally, it's crazy being an artist. I try to find inspiration through everything that I'm going through. I try to just really, really feel things through my art. Having an almost 3-year-old daughter, she's getting into art herself, so it's fun to see what type of art she likes to get into and see how I can teach her, or she can get involved with me as well. I try to use my talents to really give back to the community, local events, fundraisers. I might not be able to give back monetarily myself, but I can make you anything. I'll dedicate my heart and soul into that. I don't have to specify what kind of artist. It doesn't have to be a street artist or a fine artist or, a silversmith, whatever. I can just be me. I'm a big nerd. My husband and I are gamers, so I try to incorporate a lot of nerdy culture and pop culture things into my art as well. I have a piece that I love that's a little mug that's a zombie mug, and I call it my caffeine fiends, and it's a bunch of zombies fighting over some grounds of coffee and some coffee grounds in there. So I like to play with miniature art and a lot of mixed media stuff. I also have, in the background here is my wedding brooch bouquet, which is one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. That one just had a lot of really sentimental value to it. It had pieces of fabric, it had a lot of my grandmother's jewelry, it had pictures in there, it had little memories that just kind of really represented us as a couple, and then, kind of where we were going from there. My parents are amazing. My mom still hoards every piece of art that I have, just kind of collecting it all. And she'll still like every picture I post on Facebook and just cheering me on the whole time. So it's been awesome to see, and I'm very thankful, because a lot of time art can come from a darker place where people don't have that support. So I'm very thankful that throughout this process, throughout this experience of life, that the people that do matter have stood by me the whole time. I would like to get to the point where I am comfortable being an artist. Like, it's only very recently that I've even admitted to myself, hey, I am an artist. Said those words, I am an artist. It's so easy to have that imposter syndrome, or to be like, oh, it's a hobby, it's just this, I just play with this. But at some point I had to realize art was my life. Art's hard. There's no easy answer. There's no right answer. You can watch 1,000 videos. You can watch my video. You can watch the next guy's video. You can try to read books, but until you just get there and start doing it, it's not going to happen. The paint's never going to leave the tube if you don't get it out there yourself. Sometimes when I'm looking at a piece and it just looks flat and it looks like something's missing, just more layers. Just keep going with it. We can paint over it. We can get some alcohol out and scrub over it and try to go again. Nothing's too permanent, and art's about messing up, but learning how to fix those mess ups. So it's really fun, and just keep going.